This bulletin is brought to you by Good Morning Pihalia. Enjoy the warmth and indulge in the deliciousness.
Good morning, good morning.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A number of demonstrations took place today involving several groups wanting to voice their grievances with the federal government. We start off with this morning when about 250 taxi drivers demanded a meeting with Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng within 24 hours. Their ringleader, Big Blue Taxi founder Shamsu Bahrin Ismail, said that he wants to sit down with the minister and have a professional discussion on issues pertaining to taxi drivers, particularly concerning a revelation by Special Officer to the Finance Minister Tony Phua that the government was in talks with ride-hailing service Grab for last-mile connectivity from train stations.
Kementerian Kerajaan jangan lupa, tanpa taksi industri tiada My Taxi, bukan Grab. Hari ini dia menggunakan kelulusan My Taxi untuk menjalankan aktiviti haram Grab. Ini pihak berkuasa kena faham dan kena tahu. Kita akan lawan mulai pada hari ini habis-habisan.
Yesterday, Shamsu Bahrin called on Tony Phua to meet him today during the demonstration. However, he was met by a representative instead. Disgruntled by the outcome of this, he called on the crowd of taxi drivers to make their way to the Kuala Lumpur International Airport and continue their protest over there. The allocated waiting spaces and rampant presence of e-hailing service drivers at the airport has been a pain point that the taxi drivers raised during their morning demonstration in front of the Ministry of Finance in Putrajaya. Some demonstrators voiced out that they were upset at how e-hailing drivers did not have to go through the same process of attaining a vocational driver's license but are still allowed to ferry passengers to and from the airport.
Macam kadang lembu orang tu. Main macam lembu
On the topic of using Grab as a last-mile connector for rail commuters as proposed by Tony Phua, Transport Minister Anthony Loke said that Tony's proposal is simply what it is, a proposal. The Transport Ministry has no plans to scrap feeder bus services at the stations. In fact, the ministry is hoping to integrate with other bus services and roll out monthly passes soon. Previously, Tony Phua floated the idea of partnering with Grab to ferry passengers from their doorstep to MRT stations, saying that it would be at a cost cheaper than what the government is paying to supply feeder buses. This was met with severe backlash from the taxi industry and also arguments that feeder buses remain as the more affordable transport solution, especially for the low-income and special needs groups. Meanwhile, outside of the Dewan Rakyat, a group of about 300 people from various NGOs gathered outside the Parliament gates today to protest the 50 ringgit minimum wage raise introduced by the Pakatan Harapan government. The protest, which was organized by the Malaysian Trade Union Congress or MTUC, was meant to urge the government to review the standardized minimum wage of 1,050 ringgit a month. This will be effective nationwide from January 2019. MTUC had previously said 1,050 is unrealistic due to the high cost of living. The discussion on building a new bridge to Singapore has been rekindled as of yesterday when Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad's 2003 proposal to build a new link bridge to Singapore dubbed the Crooked Bridge appears to have been thrown back on the table. Here is what former Prime Minister Najib Razak had to say about it as one of the leaders who had opposed the project when he was lobbied by Mahathir to push forward with it.
Ini yang patut kita nilai dan cabaran juga macam mana nak connect dengan pihak Singapura sebab Singapura tidak mahu nak meruntuhkan causeway yang sedia ada. Saya waktu jadi Perdana Menteri, saya telah tanya pihak Singapura, Perdana Menteri Singapura. Dia kata dia nak kekalkan causeway itu selama 30 tahun lagi.
The federal government will be forming a tribunal to investigate various allegations plaguing the Election Commission. This includes purported misconduct by the EC and some of its commissioners, particularly during the running of the 14th general elections. Sources indicated today that several former court judges would be appointed to sit on the tribunal to investigate the EC. A tribunal has to be formed, as election commissioners, just like judges, can only be removed by a tribunal. The commissioners are appointed until their retirement at age 66. The move is seen as part of efforts to clean out the EC and ensure electoral reforms can be done, and also to possibly remove some commissioners suspected of misconduct. Malaysia's first multigrains brand. The champion is Good Morning. That is all for today's bulletin, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to hit like, share, comment, follow, and subscribe. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching.